All right, let's do it. Round two. We got the main slate going on. Weather concerns is going to be Seattle, Baltimore. Looks like that game has a really good chance of being canceled. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But I'm going ahead and scratching that one off the slate. So we got a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gamer, in my opinion. Could change, but again, this is early enough that you got to make adjustments later on, but you can make decisions now. Besides that, we don't have amazing hitting weather. I mean, Baltimore was kind of blown out, but Mets, big ballpark, wind blowing out a little bit. Take that back. Braves game is going to be blowing out pretty solid, so we'll take a look deeper into that. Outside of that, White Sox is kind of meh, and Dodgers is not a great ballpark, but they like to hit in it. So let's go ahead and start. Pitchers. I'll go ahead and say my order real quick, which is 1 Rodon, 2 May, 3 Wheeler, 4 Morton, 5 Plesac, 6 McCullers, and 7 John Gray. Really, Plesac and McCullers are 1A, 1B. They're the exact same number, so it's 1A, 1B with those two. But deep dive, let's start with Wheeler. I'm sure most of you know, but Zach Wheeler was a stud. Back in 15, 16, had a few surgeries, lost some velo, kind of just turned into above average. I mean, he was good. I'll say good, not above average, but he wasn't, amazing at any point. But what we've seen so far is his velo's back and his Ks are back. Now, I know Atlanta roughed him up a little bit, but they got a lot of BVP. They played him twice in a row. He tore him up the first time, and if you ever play someone back-to-back like that, usually it does not go good the second time. So I like him here. Mets are struggling. They're not hitting the ball very well, so he's definitely in play. Like I said, he's number 3 on me, point per dollar. McCullers, so he's expensive, right? Like, Detroit's not good, but they're smoking the ball right now. So it's safe. I would say it's safe. Now, he's right between 17 and 24. It's against Oakland again, so seeing the same guy back-to-back, I would say right here he's probably due for a 20 to 22, 24-point game. It's pretty safe. It's a good cash option. Like I said, we'll talk about Detroit bats later, but they're kind of on fire right now. It's only a few people doing it, so if he can find a way to pitch around him, I could see easily 20-24. Plesac, again, is another. He's just so expensive, right? Don't love it. I don't hate it. It's not that I'm not a huge Plesac fan. I'm just not a huge fan of him, right? Like if the matchup's great and the price is great, like I love him. But if you're putting him in the elite tier of 10K with his boy Bieber, like he's not Bieber, right? Like good strikeout percentage, 6 Ks is his best, but he did pitch the whole game pretty much. I mean, he pitched 7 innings and got the win, and still maxed out at 29. So for 10K, like 29 needs to be like, or 10K needs to be like a 30 to 40% strikeout rate guy, right? I don't know if Plesac. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Let's see. Plesac K rate 25%, right? So it's not great. We just talked about Wheeler, who in the past typically after surgery had a lower K rate too, but he was just kind of efficient. I kind of see the same with Plesac, but you're saving 1.5 with Wheeler. I don't know. I don't know. I know White Sox strike out, but so do the Mets. I mean, they're really. I don't think they strike out as much as the White Sox, but it's not a huge difference. So 1.5 savings. That's what I have. Why I have Plesac down lower to the bottom. I like McCullers, for safe. Kind of like Plesac. So they're kind of 1A, 1B. They're just play them in cash. I don't think you're going to see them in the winning lineup. Next is Charlie Morton. So this one's interesting because this is the best offensive ballpark with the wind blowing out, small ballpark, sandbox. Morton's lost some velo. As of right now, people are projecting to be one of the top 3 owned pitchers. I get it because of it's a price play, and it's you see Miami, but Miami's a bunch of pests. They don't strike out typically a lot. Like either they do and you're not expecting it, or they're a bunch of pests and they just BABIP you the whole time. I mean, it's been this way for 2 years now, even with not very good teams. But in this situation, Miami's super hot right now, and it's a bunch of righties doing it. And you could say, well, Charlie Morton splits versus righties are absolutely just insane, and their lefties is where he kind of gets beat, and he doesn't really have lefties in the lineup. And I'm like, I get it. So I'm very differential right here, right? So if he's projected like 40% to 50% ownership, it's a full fade for me because I can see the writing on the wall of him getting blitzed, right? Like I don't even think his last few games were that great. Yeah, he pitched pretty good against Philly the second time. He actually did the opposite. Didn't pitch good, then pitched good. I mean, he got 7 Ks. 6 innings, so 26. I mean, that's really good for that price per dollar if he does that. I don't know. If he's chalk, it's going to be easy fade for me. Like even if he does get, let's say 20 to 25, which is I truly think's probably his max. Like it does not kill you because I think we have some spots with bats that you can catch up, and I think you can afford the other pitchers. So I get it on paper, but with the factors of the ballpark and the wind and Miami's being just fuego right now and they're pests, like I could find a reason to get off of him. If you play him, I get it. I don't think it's the safest play in the world. So next is Dustin May. This will be your safest play, in my opinion. Chalk all day. Is it worth the eat? I don't know. I don't like playing Dodgers pitchers typically because their leash is so short because they do this stupid analytical. Oh, well, besides Bauer, but Bauer does what he wants. But this stupid, 80 pitches or 2 times through the lineup. I mean, they're kind of the same way as Tampa. They do got a good bullpen. I get it. But Dustin May, typically, so the talent's there. I mean, if you see a sinker and all the stuff he throws, He's freaking filthy. I love him as a true pitcher. Now, DFS-wise, besides last game, I mean, last year he did not show the K upside, right? Like, he only had a few good games that really peaked that ceiling, and I'm a huge Dustin May fan. With that being said, I do have him as my second best pitcher. I mean, just this Colorado lineup is just awful. Like, they have a few hitters that I'm scared of, like 2. And outside of that, it's nobody. Big ballpark, should get the win, safe play. It's going to be 50% owned. I'm not sure if I'm going to eat the chalk yet on it. Probably will, unless I can find an expensive stack to hedge it with. But as of right now, I'm probably going to eat the chalk. But I mean, he's just the dude. He's talented. I've backed him up, since a few years ago. It's hard not to back him up now. I mean, threw up a good game last time. Gray seems like a puke play, but pitched well against him in Coors. Pitched well against Arizona in Coors. We know Gray. I mean, he's boomer bust. I'm personally not going there. If you're making 20 lineups, I wouldn't hate throwing 1 or 2 out there just because potentially 20 to 24. Maybe 1, maybe none. It is the Dodgers. I don't like playing against the Dodgers. I won't be having any shares. Pretty much it. And Rodon, favorite play. Cleveland lineup is just terrible. Rodon's got his velo back. Price is fine. He's good for 25 at 9K. Sign me up. So let's go ahead and talk about bats. Pretty simple here. Should be a rain out. If it's not a rain out, literally play all the hitters, period. I mean, Harvey sucks. Play them all. Hitters ballpark. I mean, play your guys, right? Like, don't Don't go all in. Don't play. I mean, I guess it's fine. He's got good pop, but play the main guys. Haniger, France, Seager, stupid on fire. Play him. Trammell. I think even Evan White hit a bomb. No, he didn't. So he's still kind of cold. Dylan Moore's still cold. So don't, play the guys. It's not very difficult in this matchup. It's Harvey. You play the guys that are playing, mid-5 guys, whatever. On the other side, Justin Dunn isn't the worst pitcher. He's still a good prospect, just trying to learn it. Again, you play the ballpark in this situation over the talent. So you play Mancini. You play – I don't even – this is weird because I like Mullins in the mid-3s. He's a solid leadoff hitter in real life, but just DFS, it's sometimes has the upside. It's hard for him to get there. He needs a few hits and a steal and a run, or that one out of every 30 games a home run. But I like Mancini. I like Santander. Franco's fine. DJ's probably not hitting still. Yeah, Matt Castle's not really hitting. Okay, yeah. Power's there. Rio's power's there. It's set up for a good hitting situation, but it's supposed to rain. I'm not going to think twice about it. If it doesn't rain, then I'll come back and look. But as of right now, I'm marking it off. Next game, we got Phils versus Peterson. So I think, like I said, big ballpark. I think it was pretty neutral for wind. Blowing out a little bit, so it is showing a little bit of advantage to the hitters. Problem is Peterson's not horrible. He's mid-ground ball pitcher that he limits contact. He's not great. There's going to be a few runs in this game, but it's going to be hard to pick them. I like this more of like a secondary stack if you go anywhere. My favorite is obviously 1 through 5 with McCutchen leading the way just because his splits, he's good versus lefties. Reese is seeing the ball well, good power. Bryce Harper hits lefties. Very low on play right here, 2 bomb upside. Real Muto, he's not hitting the ball great right now. I don't think anybody's going to go here, and I don't hate it. So if you do it, keep it to a 3-man. I could see this full 5. Matt's got a good bullpen, so I would hedge it just a little bit to go to 3 to even a 1 or 2 off. I'd probably go McCutchen, Harper, Hoskins, Muto, Bomb. Probably Bomb over Real Muto just because price, but I don't mind it. Mets game is against Wheeler. Like I said, I have a lot of faith in Wheeler right now. Does not give up hard contact. I was trying to say limits hard contact. Ground ball pitcher traditionally. Now he's got his velo back, so Mets aren't hot. I don't really care anybody. Don't really care for anybody. If anybody, Dominic and like Lindor, but I'm not going there. Next is Fleming. I don't know if – oh, never mind. They're playing at Tampa, so even worse. I don't really like anybody in this whole game, to be honest. It's 2 ground ball pitchers, big ballpark. If I went anywhere, honestly, it's probably going to be Gallo or Adolis Garcia. I don't hate Solak in IKF. Nate Lowe's just there because he was hot at one point. I probably won't go there. But if you play contact ground ball people, you play Gallo and people like Adolis, right? That strike out a lot that have stupid power upside. Now, I'm not saying Garcia's even close to Gallo's, but for 2K, it's a price play with – I know he hasn't shown it, but in the minor leagues, he was hitting 30-plus home runs. So, again, it's a fit to maybe, if you need it, to fit a big stack with some good pitching, a.k.a. possibly where we're going tonight. Gallo's a great play at 3.7. IKF and Solak are righties. Left. I mean, this guy's just not very good, but they could get you a couple hits and a couple runs, and BABIP like yesterday and get you 12-14. It's possible. Not my favorite plays. Like I said, it'd probably Gallo, Garcia, and then if I was going stack to hope that they BABIP'd it again, I would probably do something like that. On the other side, we have Uehara or whatever his name is, the Rangers pitcher. Uehara. He's a pitch contact guy. Doesn't strike anybody out. I don't see Tampa doing much there, and that's pretty much it. So this is when things get interesting. So we get to Detroit. And last 2 days, I've been saying get away from Houston hitters. And not really saying Detroit's going to beat them like they have, but that's what's been happening. I like McCullers. He's safe. But it's hard to look away from what's going on with these hitters. I mean, they're just – I will take people on fire over stats, or I guess advanced stats, right? So Wilson Ramos is seeing the ball well. Nomar isn't seeing the ball incredible, but he's got a few hits, meaning it's starting to trend up with the home run yesterday. Has seen McCullers a few times. Price play at 2-1. I don't hate it. And then, of course, Akil Baddoo. I mean, the dude's a freaking stud, and he's only 3.6. So don't love the matchup. I'll take the streaky, the stats, what's going on trending over those long term. So I don't hate these plays. Nice little 3-man there. Probably going to be more of a one-off for me, but I don't hate it. Houston, so we want to stack against Fulmer. I know he was a really good pitcher, and he's thrown all right in the limited innings. It's a bullpen game, so we know Detroit's bullpen's trash. Problem is Houston's, I mean, look at they're all so expensive, right? So in order to pay up for a stack like this, you're going to have to punt possibly 2 pitchers or one of these 2K guys. So I don't hate it. I don't love it. Bregman's not hitting the ball well. Jordan's not hitting the ball well. Correa's hitting the ball okay, but it's more versus lefty, so you're going to have to hope they get into the bullpen. Tucker is one of my favorite plays just because he's been pretty consistent all year, and he's a pure hitter. And the price isn't outrageous. I love Brantley as a hitter, but he's really splitsy, especially the older he gets. So it'd be off like Fulmer the first 2 innings or a right-hander bullpen. But could I see the Astros going for 8 tonight? Yes. So this is an interesting game. I don't know if I would suggest going full stack or nothing. I would limit to 5 or 10% full stack and be like something like this. And then more secondary stack, I guess you could hedge up a little bit. But I don't know if I'm personally going there. I haven't made any of my lineups yet. But I don't hate it for sure. So this is the game I might be stacking. I don't know if I'm game stacking it yet or stacking the other side that we'll talk about. But like I was talking about in pitching wise. So the wind's blowing out really hard. Morton he looks like, I wouldn't say a shell of himself, but he's not Charlie Morton of the Cy Young, blah, 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 last few years, whatever. He's lost some velo. The wind's blowing out. Miami's crushing the ball. So, honestly, I'm probably going to side with the bats of Miami before I side with Morton. I don't think I'm going to play him. Like, if I play 5 lineups, of course, I'll have 1. But if he's like I said, 50% ownership, I might have 0. I don't know. I don't know yet. But it's hard to pick these hitters because the hottest one's Duvall, obviously. I love Chisholm from the left side, so he might be a play for me. I love Dickerson, but he's cool, right? So it's like, well, who do you play if you play him? Well, I don't really, honestly, have a good answer for you. I mean, Rojas had a good game. Chisholm, Duvall. Brian Anderson's a pure hitter, but again, that righty matchup kind of deal, I just don't really love it. Cooper, he's got raw power. All he has to do is put the bat on ball. So I don't really know where I'm going in this one. I just feel that runs are going to be scored. Now, I'm really confident saying that I think it's going to be coming from this side, right? Acuna's crushing the ball. Freeman's crushing the ball. Ozuna's starting to wake up. Darno is fine. Obby's seeing the ball well. Dansby, Riley, and Ciarte, I really don't care about any of these plays, but they're there. Maybe circle up your stack. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy's a pitched contact guy, and it's, like, really bad. So, yeah, I don't think it's terrible. But just letting the ballpark play, it's pretty similar to Coors. When it's hot, it's blowing out. You play the hitters in this game. Balls just don't stay in the ballpark. So, this is probably my favorite stack of the day. I don't know if I'm going stack happy today. If I do, this will be my highest percentage is Atlanta. Probably going to be a popular play, but will be different somewhere else. You play the top 3 with Albies is probably my favorite 4, then Darno, then Swanson, then Riley. Riley's not hitting the ball well, but he's got the power. We've seen it. Dansby's streaky. Maybe he starts to streak today. These 3 are on fire. Darno can hit. Yeah, he just hasn't hit for power yet, but he can hit. So this is my favorite stack. Get all in on it. This game is pretty easy. 2 good pitchers. Maybe one off the power, but no. Not playing Colorado bats. And lastly, I don't really love the Dodgers today. I'll look at ownership, and if they're low owned, I'll take a stab on, a full stack on one of them because they're the Dodgers. I mean, they can blow up anybody. But Gray has shown he's pitching pretty well right now. He's pitching against his team a lot. If I'm going anywhere, as one-offs, it'll be Seager, Betts, Muncy. Really, that's my favorite 3. I mean, they're going to be $6K each, right? But if I can find to be different and these guys are low-owned, they might be a play. I love Will Smith, too, as a hitter. Gavin Lux, he's fine. But they're the Dodgers. Not a great matchup, but if their ownership's going to be like 15 to 25%, I'm probably not touching them. But if you see them less than 10, I'm not going to say jump on them, but you're going to have to. I would hedge over the percentage for sure. So, yeah, that's about it. It's hard to do these without all the information out. Like I did the one this morning, and then someone got scratched. A pitcher Stripling got scratched, and then Kirilloff is called up, and Simmons was called down. So right after it already changed. So. That one will be a little bit different, and I'm sure this is going to be a little bit different too. But good luck to everybody. I'll try doing tomorrow's. MLB The Show comes out this weekend for all my gamers out there. I do have a gaming channel I will be making. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet because if you know anything about the whole technology standpoint behind it is to upload the video, you would need a capture card. And those get kind of complicated. So if anybody knows how to run those pretty well and upload, I'll probably do more streaming. But that channel will be I haven't made it yet. But it'll probably be similar to this one, but gaming. So got that. And like I said, I'm going to be making the collectibles one too. I'm actually going to send out probably 100 card lot to BGS or PSA once everything gets rolling. They're just so expensive right now, but that will be the same thing but collectibles. So offensive collectibles, offensive gaming. The gaming will be mostly the show, but me and the boys will go and play a few shooters and stuff, but I'm not really in the FPS world anymore. I played as a lot as a kid like we all did, but not so much anymore. But anyways, I'll stop rambling. Stay tuned. Help me out. Let me know anything. Like and subscribe. I would like to talk, man. I want to do a live stream and talk to people, but I don't think we have enough people here yet. So sub, like I said, the more I can see people are watching it, the easier it is to make these more consistently. But I'll see y'all next time. Later.